Hi guys, and welcome back to the Truth About series. So today I want to talk about the possible link between cancer and diet and just what evidence is actually out there at the minute and what we know and what we don't know. So I see a lot about on social media and on the internet in general, trying to make claims about certain foods and certain diets that can help cure people of cancer, which is really actually quite worrying, and I just thought I need to come on here just to explain a little bit more about what evidence that we do actually know and what you should be looking out for as well. So I have got a blog post about this as well on my website, so feel free to check it out if you want a bit more info, but I'm just going to briefly discuss certain factors and points that we do know from evidence that's out there. So number one is fibre. So fibre is a really important aspect of our diet. It has been shown to, particularly in bowel cancer, help prevent certain cases of bowel cancer. So it's estimated that about 28% of all bowel cancers could be prevented by increasing fibre intake. So by fibre I mean anything that's not absorbed into our small intestine and makes its way to our large bowel to be able to be fermented by bacteria. This bacteria basically produce a fatty acid called butyrate, which is shown to possibly be protective against the cells in our colon to prevent certain cancers and mutations that can occur. It also helps just basically push everything through the colon, and it just helps bulk up our stool basically. So that is one thing that we do know from evidence, that there is that association between fibre intake and bowel cancer. The second thing is meat intake. So as you may have heard, processed meat is actually shown to be possibly causative. The World Health Organization basically brought out a little while back new evidence with the association between processed meat and also bowel cancer again. So this basically has been shown to promote changes within our cells that could possibly lead to bowel cancer formation, and also red meat as well. So it's estimated, you should be intaking approximately about no more than 500 grams per week of red meat. So it's not to say that you should never eat red meat. If you enjoy red meat, then that is something that you can go ahead and eat, but it's just about the portion size. And the science behind that is due to possible damage to, again, our cells. This from the heme protein that basically is in red meat. This can cause cells to have to regenerate more often, and there is increased chance of mutations as well occurring, leading to possible cancer. So it's advised that people kind of steer clear of processed meat when you can, and also limit your red meat intake. The third thing is just an abundance of brightly coloured fruits and vegetables have been shown to be protective against or associated with the prevention of certain cancers as well. So this is due to kind of the antioxidants, cell protecting properties, and also certain things like tomatoes have things like lycopene, which have been associated with a reduced risk of prostate cancer as well. So there are things that we do know, that is evidence that's out there at the minute, and it's all emerging as well. So most of it is from associations, and a lot of it is in animal studies. So it's not to say that it's definite cause, but it's things that have been associated with reduced chance of getting cancer basically. Things that we don't know and things that are out there at the minute. So superfoods, you can't have one food that will protect you from cancer formation or protect your cells from having that mutation that leads on to cancer. There is a lot out there that says that certain superfoods can even cure you of cancer as well, and that's just not true. So if you do see anything like this, take it with a large pinch of salt, and they're just not evidence. That's not how the human body works. The human body works by loads of different interactions with certain nutrients and a healthy balanced diet, as well as incorporating certain foods. So you can't just eat one food and expect that this is going to kind of cure you of this condition. It's just not true, basically, and it worries me that this information is out there. And the next thing is the alkaline diet. So this diet kind of came about from the theory that our body is meant to be acidic, so correct me if I'm wrong here, and basically the things that our body is meant to be alkaline, and the things that we eat are making it more acidic, so I think that's right. This is not true either. So our blood pH is kept at a certain level, and if it's not at that level, then we wouldn't be here, basically. And this is a really tight gap that basically our blood pH is kept at to keep us alive. Our food can't change that either, and there's just no evidence behind that this would be the case in terms of cancer formation either. So that is something that people have talked to me about, and again, it's just really concerning that that's actually out there. It is a myth, and yeah, so if you come across anything like this, just make sure that you do question it, you take it with a pinch of salt, and you get people's advice who are registered and trained in nutrition to actually give their opinion on these things as well. So I hope that helps, just to summarise kind of things that are out there at the minute, what we do know, and obviously research is constantly emerging on these things. But there are certain factors that we can do in terms of a healthy, balanced diet, physical activity, limiting alcohol intake, but they're all pretty simple things that we're told all the time as well in terms of preventing other types of disease. So unfortunately there isn't that cure in terms of food intake or nutrient intake. That's not how the human body works, and there's no research out there at the moment with things like that. So yeah, I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, then feel free to message me or comment as well. And yeah, just take everything with a little bit of a pinch of salt, and just question things as well. So thanks for listening, guys. See you later.